What if I told you the secret to living your best life was to prepare for death? Every single day sounds crazy, right? But for centuries, this radical idea has been at the heart of an ancient Japanese philosophy that shaped warriors, leaders, and even everyday people. Today, we're diving into a book that holds this secret Hagakure Shieyin. And trust me, it's not what you think. So what exactly is Hagakure? It's not a simple self-help guide. It's a profound book of human resolve and conviction, compiled from the thoughts and words of Yamamoto Tsunetomo Shanben Changjou. Tsunetomo was a samurai whose life was considered the embodiment of Bushido. He dictated his wisdom to a younger scribe, aiming to preserve the true spirit of the samurai code. The book was written specifically for the samurai of the Nabeshima domain. Its goal was to help them understand their own history and traditions, and to ensure their loyalty and success, ultimately making the Nabeshima family superior to other families. This book teaches us how to live the highest life. Interestingly, the translator and editor of the particular edition we are looking at initially had a very strong negative reaction to Hagakure. He remembers that in his youth, he felt strong opposition to the book. Phrases like Bushido is about dying were acceptable, but another passage really bothered him. It said, Shakyamuni and Confucius, Kusunoki and Shingen, surely they were excellent saints and warriors. However, since these people never served the Ryuzoji or Nabeshima families as retainers, they cannot be said to fit the traditions of this house. To him, immersed in European modern thought, this sounded utterly narrow-minded. He completely dismissed the book after reading just the beginning. However, some years ago, he started questioning the ideas rooted in German classical philosophy that he had once admired. This shift came after witnessing the powerlessness that universities, supposedly centers of reason, revealed during university conflicts. He also saw the devastating pollution problems caused by what we call civilization's progress. These experiences made him realize he needed to fundamentally reevaluate his previous thinking. It was then that he stumbled upon Hagakure again. Hagakure offers some incredibly powerful, yet sometimes challenging lessons. Let's break down a few of the most impactful ones. First, there's the ultimate readiness, a concept often summarized as Bushido is about dying. Mujito to wa shinushi to mizuketari. Now, this isn't about being reckless or seeking death in a literal sense. It's about a deep sense of resolve and readiness. Yamamoto Tsunetomo explains when you face a choice between life and death, you must choose death first. It means letting go of your attachment to life, your fears, and your personal calculations. He says, when one lives by deciding to die every morning and evening, the Bushido and oneself become one, and one can perform one's duties without failure for a lifetime. Imagine that every single day you consciously decide that this day might be your last. You prepare yourself meticulously. Samurai used to wash their bodies every morning, tidy their hair, perfume it, trim their fingernails and toenails, and polish them with pumice, stone and golden grass, never neglecting their appearance. They also kept their weapons and armor free of rust and dust, always polished. This isn't about being morbid. It's about living with such intensity and commitment that you don't waste a single moment. It means dedicating yourself to your tasks, always thinking that today is the last day. When you embrace this mindset, you perform your duties perfectly, without error. If you focus on your duty for your Lord and think of each day as your last, you will not make mistakes. Second, Hagakure teaches unwavering devotion. It's all about going overboard is just right. The book emphasizes that a retainer must sincerely and continuously think of his master. It states that even if you lack wisdom or skill, pure devotion makes you the most reliable retainer. Hagakure says, if a retainer can dedicate himself to serving his lord, always keeping the lord in mind, there is nothing else he needs to think about. This intense focus means you are always aware of your master's needs. In fact, Hagakure encourages going overboard with your devotion. It even says, even if mistakes occur due to excessive dedication to service, it is still fulfilling. When it comes to serving, it is better to make mistakes from being too devoted than not devoted enough. This spirit of over-devotion, dachi misugi, means giving your absolute all, throwing yourself into your work completely, forgetting everything else. It's about prioritizing your core loyalty above all else. This loyalty was so extreme that it even surpassed the wisdom of great sages like Shakyamuni, Confucius, Kusunoki, or Shingen, because they never served the Ryuzoji or Nabeshima families. This shows an intense, singular focus on one's own domain and its traditions. Third, Hagakure outlines the path of endless improvement, a philosophy of never stop training. In today's world, we often seek quick wins and instant gratification. But Hagakure preaches lifelong, continuous self-improvement and humility. It warns against the danger of thinking you've mastered something. The moment you believe you've completed your training or made a school of your own, you've already strayed from the path and mistakes will emerge. Yamamoto Tsunetomo advises us to always think, "This is not enough, this is insufficient." True mastery is achieved only when you die, still feeling that you haven't done enough. He says that when you die feeling still lacking, still insufficient after a lifetime, then people will look back and say that you were indeed a complete person. It's a call to constantly strive to explore the true principle without interruption throughout your life. Hagakure also highlights arrogance manshin as a major pitfall. If you boast about your abilities, talents, wealth, or wisdom, thinking you've done enough, you stop learning, stop asking questions, and end up living a pointless life. The key is to constantly know your own flaws and humbly research what you need to do. Even facing great difficulties isn't enough. You should advance with joy and courage when encountering them. So, how do these ancient samurai teachings apply to us today, living in a completely different world? Surprisingly, they offer timeless wisdom for leadership, personal development, and living with purpose. First, living with death in mind. This isn't literal. It's about cultivating a profound sense of urgency and gratitude. If you approach each day as if it were your last, you'll naturally focus on what truly matters, avoid procrastination, and live with greater intensity and joy. It's about being present and committed to your goals and relationships, right here, right now. It means constantly preparing for what's immediately ahead, because reality is like playing in a dream. Second, unwavering commitment. While we might not have a lord, in the traditional sense, we all have causes, careers, or personal missions that demand our dedication. Hagakure's call for over-devotion can be interpreted as passionate commitment. Imagine applying that level of focus to your work, your family, or a community project. It means giving your all, even if it leads to mistakes from being too devoted, because your heart is fully in it. This builds resilience and a strong sense of purpose. Third, continuous growth and humility. This principle is absolutely vital in our fast-changing world. Always believing you have more to learn, more to improve, and never becoming complacent is the hallmark of true excellence. Leaders who embody this trait inspire growth in others, and individuals who live by it constantly evolve and adapt. It's about having the humility to know your own flaws and constantly seek betterment, never feeling that you've reached the end of your training. Finally, empathy in communication. Hagakure even offers wisdom on giving advice. Instead of pointing out someone else's flaws, it suggests first confessing your own. You might say, "I have this flaw that I can't fix, so I've been praying to the gods and Buddhas. Since we're close, please discreetly advise me." The other person might then respond, "I have the same issue." Then you can say, "Well then, let's advise each other and work to fix it." This empathetic approach fosters connection and makes people more receptive to guidance. The book reminds us that it is difficult to correct someone's bad habits than to correct one's own. It encourages us to have compassion for those who think differently, and if we genuinely try to help them change, they will. Hagakure, written centuries ago for a warrior class, might seem distant, but its core message, resolve, devotion, and continuous self-mastery, resonates powerfully even today. It reminds us that by facing our ultimate mortality, we can truly live. By committing fully to our purpose, we find meaning. And by constantly striving for improvement, we become our best selves. What do you think? Do these ancient samurai teachings still hold power in our modern world? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this exploration of Hagakure fascinating, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and philosophy, and share it with someone who needs to hear this powerful message. You can also click here to watch our other video on the art of Zen right now. Thank you for watching, and remember, live each day as if it were your last with unwavering resolve.